And now, a WBRC Fox 6 weather first alert.
It is 3 o'clock right now. I'm Chief Meteorologist JP Dice. We're going to be with you for the duration. We are tracking severe storms out to the west right now. Those storms are going to be in our state within the hour. Here's what's going on until 9 p.m. We have a tornado watch in Mississippi. That tornado watch is going to be spreading eastward. If you are in a county west of Interstate 65 over the next hour and a half, you're going to be looking at some stronger storms moving in. You can see this line developing back out to the west, and even a few tornado warnings, a whole bunch of severe thunderstorm warnings as this thing lines out. And what we've been seeing as we move this radar around, Wes is going to move the radar around to some areas where we are seeing a lot of tornado warnings. We've had confirmed tornadoes in Louisiana. We've had confirmed tornadoes in parts of Mississippi west of Jackson. You can see a severe thunderstorm right now in Grenada, Mississippi. This is around I-55. Severe weather around Eudora, Mississippi. It's now beginning to cross just out of Louisiana. Speaking of Louisiana, here's what these storms have already done. This is near Alexandria, Louisiana. Earlier this afternoon, tornadoes developed rapidly with this system. Those are pictures coming in from that area, and we've had more confirmed tornadoes west of Jackson, Mississippi. So the reason we're on air early is to get out ahead of this and make sure that you are well aware. If you are in West Alabama by around 4:30, 5 o'clock, you're going to be looking at some severe weather. That is the storm, I believe, that was west of Jackson. I could be mistaken. If not, that's the one that was in Louisiana. They look very similar. Severe storms expected tonight, and this is going to last for a while. Take a look at the video. If we hold it right here, this is out of our sister station. This is near Lake Charles, Louisiana, KPLC Channel 7. And there you see that tornado developing. You can see the rotation in this. This is the damage from the same system, and boom, there it is. A live picture, or a picture earlier today. This is the same system that is going to be moving in here later on tonight. We started telling you about this system last week around Tuesday. Now, a few key points I want to stress. It looks like the worst of this weather is going to be to the west of our state. Mississippi and Louisiana getting the worst of this, okay? That doesn't mean we're in the clear. We are still looking at a severe thunderstorm threat and a tornado threat tonight. That's going to continue throughout much of the evening, perhaps even into early tomorrow morning. A very strong cold front coming in. And one of our concerns is, and Wes, if you can expand this view a little bit, we're zoomed in on Mississippi, but I want to show you the big picture here. This is the state of Alabama, okay? Back to the west, we have the tornado watch in effect. It's this area right through here where we're seeing kind of the sweet spot for tornado warnings. What I think is going to end up happening later this evening, and this may be between about 6 and 8 p.m. This area south of the interstate 2059 and west of Interstate 65, this is going to be an area that I believe will be ripe for tornado development. Demopolis, Utah, Livingston, some of the areas we're talking about, Greensboro, southern Tuscaloosa County, even Pickens County. So we need to pay close attention to this area right through here as really a more likely place to get a tornadic storm. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it does mean that area has really the best energy in the atmosphere and the best wind shear. So that's where we're probably the most concerned. The farther north you go, it looks like that threat is going to be a little lower. Say, for instance, if you're in Coleman County. If you're east of Interstate 65 tonight, can't rule out severe weather, but I think that's going to be a lower severe weather threat than areas closer to the state of Mississippi. Wes Wyatt is right here in the First Alert Weather Center with me. As we have covered many of these events, this one is not atypical from what we see around here. I think damaging winds, 40, 50 mile per hour winds could be the primary threat here.
Yeah, need to watch for the damaging straight line winds. A lot of folks have asked me, you know, today marks the anniversary of the December 16th tornado back in 2000. I remember that event. I was there covering it when it hit Tuscaloosa. It also impacted Etowah County. And just from looking at this, we do not see kind of like a carbon copy December 16th, 2000 kind of day. The ingredients a little bit different. All these these severe weather events are always a little bit unique in their own way. But what we're watching right now, we had one storm earlier that really caught our attention. It was near Jackson, Mississippi. In fact, we have some pictures we'll show you here where we had a tornado. It was radar indicated. The National Weather Service in Jackson, they talked a lot about this. And just in a matter of a few frames, it got close to Hinds County, central Mississippi, and it just dissipated. We saw that, and we're thinking, you really have to watch those lone storms like this. It was out isolated by itself. We called those discrete storms, and we were concerned that that one may try to make its way further northeast towards west Alabama, but thankfully it did dissipate. It looks like right now what we're going to be dealing with is more development closer to the primary line, and that lines up nicely with the timing. But you see these images coming in. Definitely an event that we need to pay close attention to. And if you think about it, this is the first event that's impacted so many counties, or at least the threat includes so many counties in the Fox 6 coverage area. We do see a risk there, at least for some damaging wind possibilities with any strong or severe storms that develop. That includes most counties in the area. So that's why we're here with you right now. We want to make sure that everybody's prepared. It's been a little while. Make sure you have that weather app, you have fresh batteries in your weather radio, and we're going to watch this thing from start to finish as it moves through. And hopefully, this won't be too bad, but as we can see back to the west, this is a system that means business, and we need to pay close attention to it. But what we're tracking right now, most of that development is now getting close to central Mississippi. So if you're kind of timing this out, making those plans for this afternoon, it still looks like primarily after 4 o'clock, JP, as the heavier rain and storms move through the area.
That's right, Wes, and I think one of the first places that we're going to see an impact with rain and thunderstorms in our area is going to be Lamar County and Marion County. So Lamar and Marion County, as you can see, the line is kind of diagonal as they typically are. So around the Lamar and Marion County, a first alert sometime after 4, you're going to start seeing those storms move in to that part of our viewing area. In fact, meteorologist Jill Gilardi, she's in the First Alert Storm Tracker. And Jill, last time we talked, I think you were heading that way to intercept some of that weather.
Yeah, that's correct, JP. Looks like you were talking about, based on the angle, that would be the first areas to see some thunderstorms. So we are out in the storm tracker right now. We are monitoring what's happening on radar as well. I mean, that is key to what we do. You can see those storms building in across the parts of Mississippi, getting closer to the Alabama state line. So we are on our way to Marion County, and we'll work our way southward as those storms move in, providing live updates and letting you know what is happening in those areas. Is there any damage? And making sure everyone, takes the advice, and if you need to take shelter, that you go ahead and do that. So we'll continue to provide updates here, also from the studio. For now, we're going to send it to break.